Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Going over tonight's MLB main slate for tonight on DraftKings. We have a really nice 13-game slate tonight. We have a lot of good pitching options and a lot of good hitting options, so there's multiple ways we can attack this slate. Anyway, before we continue, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate that. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at cpen_16. And I also had my friend make his MMA video for tomorrow night's fight. He put together his cheat sheet, put a lot of hard work and a lot of time into that, so I'd recommend checking that out. It's got a lot of good stuff in it, and if you would like a link to the cheat sheet so you can access it, because there's a lot of information on there, just drop your email below and I'll get him to send that to you, or I'll just do it. And yeah, so I'd recommend checking that MMA video out, and you should have a good time with it. For those of you who like UFC, or if you're just looking to get into UFC, I'd recommend starting out with him and talk you through how to play it, and yeah, you should have a good time. Anyway, so let's get back into the slate. So pitcher tonight, there is more than 3 pitchers I like, just saying, because it's such a big slate. So there is more than 3 I just like, but 3 I want to highlight are going to be, well, let's start off with Chris Sale at 9,900. He's starting to get back to his regular Sale. Not quite yet, but he's getting there. He had 2 decent outings his past 2 games, over 20 points. And he's still giving up some power, but I think the strikeouts are starting to come, and he's starting to pitch deeper in games. He was at 111 pitches last time out, the 97 the game before that, so he's healthy. I mean, probably not totally healthy, but he's starting to get better. And velocity's coming up a little bit, and he's still under 10K, and he gets to face a team who is pretty bad versus lefties. The White Sox strike out a ton versus lefties, and it's his old team. So just remember that. So it's his old team, so he gets a good narrative there. So I really like Chris Sale, and then Tyler Glass now at 9,600. He's been great to start the year, and he gets to face a weak Orioles lineup. I know he wasn't the best versus them. The first time he played, he got about 17 points. The strikeouts weren't there, but I think that's a fluke. I mean, he's going to get more than, I think he only had 3 strikeouts, so that's going to have to come up. And Glass now has been elite versus lefties, and he should see at least, I don't know why I wrote 3. It's supposed to be 5. Let me fix that. You should see at least 5 of them, and they're not very good. So definitely like Tyler Glass now tonight. Then Kevin Gausman, 8,400. It's just our usual game of, let's see who's playing Miami today, and that's going to be Kevin Gausman. They have a league high strikeout rate for Miami. It's around 27%. And he did drop 31 points on them last time out, and this time it's in Miami, so it's a great pitcher's park. So I really like Kevin Gausman. I know the Marlins have been kind of beating up on the big pitchers lately, but that happens in baseball sometimes. Bauer gave up 4 runs, but he still got like 26 points versus them with all their strikeouts. So really like Gausman tonight. And then at catcher, it's just an ugly position. I mean, just fill it out with whoever fits. But if you want to pick 3 guys I really like, it's going to be Carson Kelly, 3,700. I'm not even sure if he's going to be in the lineup, but if he is, he's a cheap righty versus Anderson and Coors. 167 ISO versus lefties, and he has done well versus lefties so far this year. Then Omar Narvaez, 4,600. He's really expensive, but we all know about Bieber's struggles with lefties, so that's going to put Narvaez in play. And it's also in Cleveland, which is a good park for lefty power. Then Francisco Cervelli, 3,000. I feel like I played him every day this year, but he's just a price play. He never hits at the very bottom of the order, and he also gets the righty on lefty matchup here. And he's only 3,000. Then at first base, we have G-Man Choi at 4,500. Dan Straley's going to be on the mound for Baltimore, and plus that bullpen is terrible. So Tampa's going to be one of the best stacks tonight, and especially dollar per dollar, because they're going to be like 1K cheaper than the Rockies and Diamondbacks guys. And it's going to let you afford more on pitching. So I really like the Rays tonight. They're in an awesome spot. And Kendrys Morales at 2,900. It's a really cheap. We're talking like Jesus Aguilar a couple of days ago cheap. And then he went double dong, so maybe this is time for Morales to get hot. I do like Joe Musgrove, but he does give up some pop to lefties. But this is mainly just a price play at 2,900. I'm not expecting much. You really just need a hit and a run here, and it's going to let you get some Coors bats or even some Rays. Then Jesus Aguilar, 3,800. His price came up pretty fast, but at home versus lefty and Steven Matz. Sounds like trouble for Matz, so he should be batting cleanup. So I like the power, so he's starting to get hot. So definitely like Aguilar tonight. At second base, you have Ketel Marte, 5,400. He's really good versus lefties with 278 ISO and 406 WOBA, and it's Coors Field. Then Rougned Odor, 3,800. He's pretty cheap, and he's going to be versus a righty in Texas. Thornton is allowing a 378 ISO to lefties so far this year. It's not a big sample size. That's why that number is so inflated, but so far it's been really bad. Then Brandon Lowe, 4,800. Like I said with Choi, I just love the race tonight, and he's got a lefty versus Straley, although both sides of the plate are fine. Then third base, Nolan Arenado, 5,500. He was off to a slow start, a little slower start for him, but he's been on fire the past week, and now he gets to come home versus a lefty in Coors, so really like Arenado tonight if you can afford him. And he's also got good BVP versus Ray, too, and a big sample size. And then Eduardo Escobar, 5,500. Can't leave him off your Arizona stacks, and he'll be lower owned, just being priced right around Arenado and Story. He's eligible at shortstop, too, and he's priced right around their prices, so I can't imagine a lot of people are going to want to play Escobar over those two guys. And Jimmy Candelario, if you need a cheaper guy, 3,600. Lopez is really bad versus lefties, and he should be leading off, so I don't mind that as well. Then at shortstop, we have Trevor Story, just the same reasons as Arenado. They both crush lefties. Then Eduardo Escobar, we already went over. And then one of my favorite plays tonight, just based off the price, is going to be Brandon Crawford going against Sonny Gray. He's dirt cheap, and he gets the lefty on righty matchup versus Sonny Gray at Great American Ballpark. So he's going to get a huge park boost for him. It's a good park for lefty power. So really like Brandon Crawford tonight. It's going to let you pay it for pitching and get some good bats in. So we have a lot of good value options tonight. So you should be able to pay up for two pitchers tonight, because there's really not anything in the cheap range I like. And you should be able to get some good bats too. So I do think it's a really fun slate tonight. And at the high price, Ketel Marte, we already talked about. Tommy Pham, 5,000. It's a matchup versus Dan Straley, and he's one of my favorite stacks tonight. And it's a good park boost in Baltimore compared to being in Tampa. And then Joey Gallo at 5,500. He's pricey, and I can't see him having much ownership tonight. Especially, I'd rather personally pay up for like guys like Arenado in that price range. So then pay down in my outfield. But Gallo should be lower owned. He's probably going to be around 5%, and it's a matchup versus a guy who really struggles versus lefties, and he's going to give up a ton of power to them. And one of my favorite plays of the night, I think he's in my core right now. I'm not sure, but we'll see pretty soon here. But Bryce Harper, 4,600. He's very cheap for him in a matchup versus Hellickson and his old team, so he should be juiced up. Harper has elite numbers versus righties, and Hellickson does not have elite numbers versus lefties, so it makes a lot of sense for me tonight. Then Benintendi at 4,300. Lopez struggles versus lefties, and this is the lowest I've seen Benny priced, so he's an excellent value leading off for the Red Sox. He always hits righties very well, and he matches up very well against Lopez. Then the Brewers right-handed outfield, so that's going to be Braun and Kane. Yelich is obviously in play, but I do prefer Braun and Kane. They're very cheap. Braun's 4,100, I think. I forget what Kane is, but he's in the 4K range. And they're the main targets versus Mats, and plus I love the stolen base upside for Kane here. And then if we go to the cheap outfield, we have Jackie Bradley Jr., 3,000. He's just dirt cheap in a lefty versus Lopez. Then Stevie Wilkerson, 2,400, and he's cheaper than dirt, but he gets the matchup. But the matchup sucks for him. Glasnow's been really elite versus lefties. He's a switch hitter, so he's going to be hitting from the left side of the plate. Plus, there's enough value out there that you don't have to go to this, but if you do, I don't mind it. 2,400. Then Ian Desmond, 3,800. I think he's going to be pretty popular tonight. He's projected about 5th and versus lefty in Coors, so he makes a lot of sense. So let's go to the core plays and the stacks. So I have Gausman as a core play just based off his price and the matchup, and then I'm pretty sure you should be able to pay up for another pitcher. He could really be your SP2 if you want to pay up for Sale as your SP1. I think there's a lot of value out there to do that. Then I have Brandon Crawford in a shortstop. I just love the savings. He's half the price of Trevor Story, and he should be able to half Story's price unless Story double dongs or something. And then Bryce Harper, 4,600. He's just way too cheap. Now, I didn't see any weather today. I think there was some rain in one game. It didn't look too serious, so I have no impactful weather. And like usual, I'll update during the day. If you want my cheat sheet, comment below. I'll send you the link. And then top stacks are going to be the Rockies, the Rays, the D-backs, the Brewers, the Giants lefties, and the Texas lefties. Sorry, there's so many stacks, but there's just so many games and a lot of places I like. And so that's going to be all I have for the video, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Follow me on Twitter at cpen_16. And remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. On our way to 700. Thank you guys for over 600 subscribers. I forget if I said that earlier, but so that's pretty awesome getting over 600. And remember to check out that MMA video if you're going to play UFC tomorrow. Anyway, guys, my NASCAR is going to be out by Saturday, so I'll let you guys know more about that tomorrow. Anyway, good luck today.